In South Indian Vaishnava tradition, that is, those who worship Lord Vishnu, there are 12 poet saints called Aivars who are given importance. One of them was Vishnu Chitta, who lived in Srivilliputtur in the 8th century. One day he found a baby girl under a tulsi plant. He decided to bring up the child, whom he called Andal. Andal grew up to be a lovely, bright girl who, since a young age, was incredibly devoted to Lord Vishnu. She composed 30 songs, one day each, in the month of Margari, or Margashirsa as we say in Hindi and Sanskrit, which falls between mid-December and mid-January. These 30 songs together are called Thiruppavai. As a young girl, Andal's natural way of expressing her excited devotion was to gather her friends and play by imagining themselves in a different setting. She lived deep in the south and had no possibility to actually travel to Mathura and Vrindavan, the places of Krishna's boyhood. So she let her imagination travel to these places and thought of her young companions and herself to be Gopikas and Srivilliputtur to be Gokul. The Thiruppavai's 30 verses can be broadly categorized into four. The first, where Andal sets the context for the worship. The second, where she urges her companions to wake up and engage themselves in devotion to Lord Narayana. The third, where she tries to awaken the Lord by appealing to people around him. And the last, which is purely an expression of bhakti. Andal was part of the bhakti movement, which began around the time she lived in the south and then traveled to the north and continued right up to the 15th century, including saints like Kabir, Jnaneshwar and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and many, many more. Although sung by Vaishnavas, the Thiruppavai is a cultural legacy of India for all of us and can be appreciated without the religious context for its poetic aesthetic, for its use of imagery and metaphor, and how so much emotion has been packed in such a short verse of 7 or 8 lines. Andal is remarkable because of her young age and for being the only female Aivar whose brilliant composition earned her a place in that pantheon. The Thiruppavai has been called a concise form of the Vedas because all the wisdom and devotion it contains is comparable to that in the Vedas. So these videos are short capsules to tell you the essence of each verse of the Thiruppavai. It is not a word-to-word transliteration. It is also not a deep, meaningful commentary. There are scholars who have interpreted the philosophy behind each word and written pages of commentary. We are not doing any of that. We are presenting a more accessible Thiruppavai, a sort of Thiruppavai light. Hope you enjoy this process of discovery as much as we have enjoyed creating these videos. Thank you.